Hello there and welcome to our show. I'm Mike.
And I'm Laura.
And today it's our second day of the article about TED Talks.
Woohoo!
Yesterday we learned about these talks that are put up on the internet for free for anyone to watch. And they have many topics, anything you can basically think about. They have an expert or an inspirational speaker talk about to teach you, to motivate you, to inspire you. And we also learned something I didn't know, actually. I knew about TED Talks, but technology, entertainment, design. I didn't know what that stood for. I mean, I knew it wasn't TED like a person's name, but I actually never really thought, what does the TED stand for? So there you go. That gives you 3 topics. You'll hear things, people making speeches on things in technology and entertainment, design. But I'd say it's gone way beyond that. There's probably speeches about business, about psychology, about...
It's a lot.
All sorts of great topics. Art as well, yeah, absolutely.
There's also some very entertaining ones. Okay, I actually highly recommend there's one called The Happy Secret to Better Work.
The Happy Secret to Better Work.
I really like that idea. It's about positive psychology, but it's more than that. Okay, so you guys, if you guys have time, go and check that one out. And you too, Mike.
Oh, I will. I definitely will. If it's about better work, is it something that would still be interesting to students, people who don't work?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's more about getting along with people, working in groups, or even working in your class together. That sounds
great.
It's
a really good one.
Everyone, should have some good advice about how to get along with others. And we hope you guys will be getting along in reading our article with us, because that's what we're going to be doing right now. So let's check it out.
Reading.
TED shares ideas worth spreading. TED videos are mainly filmed at 2 kinds of the company's events. The first is the official 5-day TED Conference, held every year on the west coast of North America. There, more than 70 speakers give presentations. These might be standard 18-minute talks or shorter performances of music, dance, or comedy. As the biggest event of its kind, the gathering attracts over 1,000 people each year. The other type of conference is TEDx, which got its start in 2009. With its creation, the traditional TED format opened to include independently organized events. 2 of these that have taken place in Taiwan are TEDx Taipei and TEDx Tainan. Taiwan is considered an ideal place to host TEDx events because of its democratic system and freedom of speech. These factors allow TED presenters to openly discuss various topics without censorship. Organizers consider it key that speakers can speak freely about their unique studies or experiences. Only by doing this can TED fully promote ideas worth sharing. So far, staying true to this slogan has helped the company have an amazing influence on people all over the world.
Okay, so yesterday, while we learned about TED Talks from the point of view or perspective of us, the people online who are watching them, let's look at it now from the perspective of the TED people, the people who actually make these films and put them up on the internet. We know that they're there, but how do they get there? So let's find out. It says TED videos are mainly filmed at 2 kinds of the company's events. Interesting. So most of the videos we see from the TED Talks, or I think they also have TEDx.
Yes.
Right, that's another variation. They come from basically 2 different places or 2 kinds of the company. That's the TED company of the events that they hold. It says the first is the official 5-day TED conference held every year on the west coast of North America. So this is their big event. It's a 5-day conference. Hundreds, probably thousands of people travel from all over to meet for 5 days. And it's on the west coast of North America. When we think of the west coast, this is the coast of America that's nearest to us here in Taiwan on the Pacific Ocean. States like California, Washington, cities like Seattle and San Francisco are on the west coast of North America.
OK, 我们在网络上看到 TED 的一些影片，其实大部分呢，它呈现的就是 TED 的2种活动。那首先呢，第一种是什么呢？是 TED 大会，就是 TED Conference。它每年会在这个北美的西岸举办5天哦。Now, there more than 70 speakers give presentations. These might be standard 18-minute talks or shorter performances of music, dance, or comedy.
Interesting. Many different types of presentations or public shows or public displays that are there for people to watch. That's a presentation.
OK, presentation 是什么呢？相信同学们你应该要熟悉这个吧，就是报告或是演讲。OK, 它是一个名词，甚至它也有表演的意思哦。For example, the speaker gave an interesting presentation on urban transport. 这个演讲者针对这个城市交通发表了有趣的谈话。And we also saw the word comedy.
Something that is comedy is something that's made to make you laugh. So comedy films would be a film that's funny. It's not supposed to make you cry or have strong feelings. It's supposed to make you laugh. That's what a comedy movie or play or book, anything like that. If it's comedy, you should be laughing.
I love comedies. 我很喜欢看这个喜剧或是喜剧片，也就是 comedy 的意思。那另外一种类型的电影我也很爱，就是 romantic comedy, 就是浪漫喜剧片。Now, I prefer Shakespeare's comedies to his tragedies.
Oh, okay. So some of his comedies like Much Ado About Nothing or Measure for Measure, those are funny, funny plays where people are always wearing other people's clothes and a lot of laughing and general fun happens. All right, back to the TED Talks. As the biggest event of its kind, we're talking here about the West Coast TED Conference. As the biggest event of its kind, the gathering attracts over 1,000 people each year. That would be 1,000 live people. I'm sure many more come and check it out online. But there are many different types of TED Talks, but this one, the West Coast one we mentioned, is the biggest of its kind. Of all the different TED events they have, this West Coast 5-day one, it's the number one, the biggest.
OK, 所以大家可以可想而知，这个 TED 大会就是非常非常的隆重跟庞大的，因为它这里提到的 as the biggest event of its kind， 当我们用 the 或是加个形容词最高级，再接 of its or their kind， 就是同类事物中最怎么样的。像是这里是讲到最大型的 the biggest event 最大型的活动，那常见的其他的用法还有 the first or the last of its kind 就是同类事物中最早或是最晚的哦。And what about the verb attract?
Yes, the big TED conference attract over 1,000 people each year. To attract, this verb is basically to bring, to pull in, or to pull near. All right. For example, the smell of cooking hamburgers attracted people to the barbecue. They were standing, feet or meters away from where the food was cooking, but when they smelled the cooking, they all started to walk over to the barbecue and go, what's that? Ooh, that smells good. It's pulling them towards it as if there's a magic power. It's just a magic smell, though.
You're making me hungry. Okay, attract 就是吸引啦，或者有引起兴趣，它是一个动词。那我们通常可以 attract visitors， 就是吸引一些观光客来啦。Or the smell of freshly baked cookies attracted the children to the kitchen. Okay, I'm making myself hungry now with this sentence.
Absolutely. Let's get back to TED Talks. It says the other type of conference is TEDx, which got its start in 2009. Okay, so it's a little bit newer than the traditional TED Talks or the TED Conference. TEDx has been around since 2009, and there it also says with its creation, the traditional TED format opened to include independently organized events. So that's the difference. If it says TEDx, it's not an official TED Talk, but it's connected to the company. But these TEDx speeches are basically put on by almost anyone who wants to put them on. So that's the creation of this TEDx format kind of opened it up for people. When we talk about creation, we talk about making something, especially if you're making something for the first time. Before the creation, there wasn't this thing in the world. And then after the creation, this thing now existed. So we often use it to talk about when things were first made or first discovered or first used or something like that. For example, the creation of the modern smartphone took many years. It didn't happen overnight. That's right. Back in the 80s, they had these big things that was just a phone and it didn't work very well. And nowadays, they're very small, fit in your hand, and you can watch movies, surf the internet, all of that. So the creation of the modern smartphone took a long time.
OK, 那除了 TED 大会呢，我们还有 TEDx project 就是 TEDx 的项目，它是在差不多2009年推出一个项目哦。这里我们可以看到呢，就是 creation 这个字哦，在刚刚的句子当中，就是创造啦、创作，也就是 create 的名词。OK，create 是它的动词。那我们刚刚还看到 format， 其实就是模式啦。For example, the meeting will have the usual format, introductory session, group work, and then a time for reporting back. OK, 所以这里小补充一下哦，这个 TEDx 的项目呢，目的呢是在鼓励各地喜爱 TED 大会的民众自发组织 TED 风格的活动，所以 TEDx 项目跟这个 TED 本身并不带任何的关联哦。所以呢，其实就是目前呢，其实已经有好多场的 TEDx 在世界各地的城市跟甚至乡村举办，大家可以期待一下。
So the TED Talks might be in California, but what about TEDx events? Well, the good news is those are much more local. It says two of these TEDx events, two of these that have taken place in Taiwan are TEDx Taipei and TEDx Tainan. So they actually have taken place here in Taiwan. When we use take place, it's sort of like occur or happen.Those things, well, they were here.
那 take place 是有发生或是举行的意思。其实大家会觉得hold 好像也有这个举行的意思，用法呢其实不太一样哦。就是 take place 是不及物动词，不接受词，只能用在主动语态，而且主词都是事情。比方像是 The concert takes place next Thursday， 就是音乐会下星期四举行。Hold 呢虽然也有举行的意思哦，不过注意哦，使用被动语态的时候呢，主词是事情；使用主动语态的时候呢，主词就是人哦。所以你可以说 The meeting was held on Sunday， 或者是 Could we hold a meeting to discuss this tomorrow afternoon? OK， 所以注意这两个的用法的不同。
Now, Taiwan is actually a great place for TEDx events, and we learn why in the next sentence. Taiwan is considered an ideal place to host TEDx events because of its democratic system and freedom of speech. That's right, we have a lot of political freedom here in Taiwan that people don't have, especially right over there in China. We have a democratic system.Democratic, meaning we vote for our presidents and our leaders. They don't do that in China. And yeah, a system is basically a structure, a way of doing something or a way of organizing something. So a democratic system is one where the people vote. This is a political system, a way of running the country and, having new laws and having leaders and things like that. Of course, here we also have freedom of speech. You can say basically whatever you want in Taiwan and you won't get in trouble.As we know, in China, that is not the case. So system, as I mentioned, a structure, a way of doing or organizing something. For example, China and Japan have different political systems. That's right. They have a president in China, President Xi. In Japan, they don't have a president. They have a prime minister, Shinzo Abe, and they have a king or an emperor in Japan. So that's very different. These are different ways of running your country or different political systems.
OK, system 是什么呢？就是系统体系，它是个名词哦。所以刚刚课文是提到说，台湾的民主系统 democratic system 跟言论自由让台湾被视为非常理想的地方，举办 TEDx 的活动。那 system 还可以怎么用呢？ For example, I could say every religion has its own system of beliefs and practices.
And so why is that good? Well, the article says these factors allow TED presenters to openly discuss various topics without censorship. Basically, you can talk about almost anything if you do your speech in Taiwan, and there'll be no censorship. No one there saying, hey, you can't say that. Hey, you can't talk about that. So you can talk about many topics or various topics. This adjective various basically means many different types of something. For example, Shelley is a talented piano player, and she can play various styles of music. Classical, jazz, rock and roll. She can play all those different styles.
OK, various 就是各式各样的，是个形容词哦。比方像是呢，the reasons for their decision were many and various. This phrase just means they had many different reasons.OK, 那 censorship 呢？这个字其实就有审查或是审查制度的意思，它是个名词哦。So, for example, if I talk about censorship of the press, 就是指新闻的审查制度。
And organizers, we read, organizers consider it key that speakers can speak freely about their unique studies or experiences. Censorship would not allow this to happen. And it's important that the speakers can talk about what they're interested in, what they're experts on, without being afraid of getting in trouble or without someone saying, hey, you're not allowed to talk about that. Because these speakers have unique studies and unique experiences. Something unique is very special. It's unusual. It's good, possibly in some way, but it certainly is one of a kind and maybe only true for that person and not necessarily for other people. It's something very rare and special and one of a kind. For example, the designer is famous for her unique hats. No one makes hats like that designer. They're really special.Unique,
OK, 注意它的重音哦。OK, 不要念成另外一个字哦，反正就是 unique, OK, 重音在第二个音节，因为我常听到有人会乱念这个字哦。它是指特别的啦，甚至于在口语上还有极好的意思哦，它是一个形容词。比方像是如果我们提到 his talents make him truly unique， 就是因为他很多的才华让他就是变得非常的与众不同，很特别。或者呢 I'd recognize your handwriting anywhere, it's unique， 无论在哪里我都认得出你的笔迹，因为它太与众不同，这也是一个称赞，说他的笔迹是非常特殊的。好了，那刚刚呢我们有看到的句子，他说Organizers consider it key that， 然后后面再接一个子句哦。这也是我们今天的文法重点，就是主词 consider or find or think 后面接 it， 然后再加上形容词后面再接 that， 然后再一个子句。注意有这样的句型，其中的 it 是虚受词，那真受词就是 that 所引导的名词子句，所以 it 之后的形容词是为这个受词补语，用来补充说明受词。所以呢，以本课来讲的话呢，里面的虚受词 it 所指的其实就是后面的 speakers can speak freely about their unique studies or experiences， 表示主办方认为让这个讲者可以自由地谈论他们独特的研究或是经验是非常的关键的。这里的形容词我们用到是 key， OK， 就是很关键的意思。OK， 那我们来举另外一个例子，大家或许比较清楚这个文法的用法，像是呢 I find it important that people can make a living doing what they love。 哦，这个是很重要的哦，要喜欢或是热爱你所喜欢的 OK， 这样然后再去工作，这样才不会觉得说好像没有动力哦。好了，那除了用 that 引导名词子句，真受词也可以用这个不定词的形式出现哦，就是不定词就是 to 再接上原形动词。
Okay, the article says next, only by doing this can TED fully promote ideas worth sharing. Yeah, that's a very central idea or a, sort of theme that they want to carry through to people. Ideas worth sharing. These are good ideas and we want to share them with the world. This is what TED is fully promoting or wants to promote. To promote is basically like to advertise or to bring people's attention to something. Companies will promote new products. The government will promote services or things that they would like you to do or good things that they are offering for you. This way, people get to know them and hear about them in the public. For example, Greenpeace works to promote awareness of the dangers that threaten our planet today. They're not trying to sell dangers, they're trying to bring attention to dangers. Companies promote things to sell them, but other groups might promote them just because they want people to know about it.
Okay, 刚刚的句子我们看到 Only by doing this can TED fully promote ideas worth sharing. 这里我们看到的句子啊是用 only 在句首。OK, 它 only 如果放在句首的时候，大家有没有注意到主词和助动词需调换位置形成倒装句型。那后面我们看到的 promote 这个动词其实有支持、提倡的意思哦。所以其实 TED 演讲本身就如同一场精彩的表演秀，同时呢又能兼具有强大的启发性和感染力。然后呢，刚刚我们提到的 ideas worth sharing 就是散播值得分享好点子，这样的精神我觉得是非常棒的。
And if they're promoting ideas worth sharing, they're doing a good job. It says, so far, staying true to this slogan has helped the company have an amazing influence on people all over the world. Yes, TED's been around for, more than 20 years now. So they must be doing a great job. So far, or up until now, until this time, everything's been going well and millions of people have learned good stuff from TED Talks. Let's hope that continues in the future.Okay,
so far 就是到目前为止。比方像是 He has written only 2 books so far. 那我们常在这个口语上还会听到 so far so good. 就是到目前为止一切还算顺利。那我们刚刚还看到 slogan. What is a slogan, Mike?
A slogan is basically a short saying that's used to make an idea nice and simple or maybe to advertise a product. Something like just do it. That would be a slogan.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. That's a slogan from McDonald's. Just do it from Nike. Think different. I think that's what the slogan of Microsoft or someone like that. I'm not sure. Anyways, you hear these, you think of an idea, you think of a company name. It's basically just like a short little word or a short little sentence that sticks an idea in people's minds very easily.
OK, 所以刚刚我们有提到 stay true to this slogan. 刚刚我提到就是散播值得分享的好点子，就是他们的 slogan， 就是标语啦，或是广告语。那 stay true to something 就是忠于某人或某个事情。OK, 所以常常我们看到很有名的就是像 Nike 的这个广告的标语就是 just do it. OK, 没有想要帮他打广告，但大家真的就是很知道，之后就会记住这个的 slogan. 好 OK, that comes to the end of today's article. Let's now go to our For You chat.
For You
chat.Okay, so now we've talked about TED Talks. Let's pretend we're a TED speaker or presenter. Laura, if you were a TED presenter, what topic would you choose to discuss and why?
I guess I do want to talk about a bit about because I have a passion for languages.
Okay.
And I can actually speak Japanese, Chinese, of course, English, and a bit of French.
Great.
I sort of forgot. And I do want to share a bit about how, some tips when I learn languages. So I don't know if people will be interested in, though.
That could be interesting. So a good TED Talk about not just learning English, but learning other languages,
languages in general.
That's an interesting idea. What about you guys out there? Would you have a special passion or a topic, something you know about or really care about deeply that you think you could make a TED Talk about? Remember, it does have to be 20 minutes long, but that's not terribly long. And I bet you if you put your minds to it, you guys could come up with a great one. Talk about your favorite topic, your favorite subject, and then we'll hopefully hear it in the future. But before that, we'll probably be getting you guys back here for another great article. So until then, take care, bye-bye, and see you later.
Bye.
TED shares ideas worth spreading. TED videos are mainly filmed at two kinds of the company's events. The first is the official 5-day TED conference, held every year on the west coast of North America. There, more than 70 speakers give presentations. These might be standard 18-minute talks or shorter performances of music, dance, or comedy. As the biggest event of its kind, the gathering attracts over 1,000 people each year. The other type of conference is TEDx, which got its start in 2009. With its creation, the traditional TED format opened to include independently organized events. Two of these that have taken place in Taiwan are TEDx Taipei and TEDx Tainan. Taiwan is considered an ideal place to host TEDx events because of its democratic system and freedom of speech. These factors allow TED presenters to openly discuss various topics without censorship. Organizers consider it key that speakers can speak freely about their unique studies or experiences. Only by doing this can TED fully promote ideas worth sharing. So far, staying true to this slogan has helped the company have an amazing influence on people all over the world.
Vocabulary Review. Attract. The beautiful view of the Grand Canyon attracts tourists from all over the world. Creation. People all stopped and looked at the amazing creation that the artist was painting on the side of the building. System. Some people believe that our education system causes a lot of pressure for students. Various. Joe's shop has various kinds of fruit, so you'll probably find what you need there. Unique. Getting into this famous college is a unique opportunity for me, since it is the best medical school in the country. Promote. The organization works to promote awareness about climate change.